Ladies and gentlemen, please extend a very warm welcome to Dr. Kjell Nordström.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to wind this session up talking a little bit about the art of making money. Now, what I wanted to do here today, against the backdrop of this, innovate, optimize, and transform, is to take a look at this machinery, firstly. Because there are a couple of forces at work out there that directly and indirectly transform this machinery, change the way this machine works in the years to come. And I have carefully selected 5, 6 such forces that I think could be of interest for you. Now, first things first. The figures are staggering. At almost all faculties, ladies and gentlemen, here in Europe these days, it's more than 70% women. I'm talking about economics, law, medicine, architecture, hortonomics, meteorology, you name it, and it's 70% plus women. You see, you don't have to be a professor, really, to realize that this tsunami of women will change a number of things. There are not that many differences between men and women, but there is at least 1 or 2 that are pretty well known. And one has to do with decision-making and risks. 64% of the households in Stockholm are single households. That's the average. And, the figures are accurate because it's our tax authorities that keep track of this, and they are efficient, I can assure you that. I have now statistics from 600 cities around the world. They are all there, the major ones. Dublin, Chicago, New York, Athens, Istanbul, Calcutta, Singapore, they are all there. Moscow, all of them. We are moving out of that institution and creating a fundamentally different society with another unit of analysis as the smallest one, namely the single individual and his or her needs. This is where we live these days. 52% of humanity live in cities now. By 2020, we will have 75% of humanity in cities, or large urban areas, as it's called. By 2040, some of you will still be around, we will have 90% of humanity in cities. You can forget the nation state. Europe is not 28 nation states, ladies and gentlemen. It's 400 cities in collaboration. It is Duisburg, Düsseldorf, Bonn, Brussels, London, Manchester, and a couple of other cities. That is Europe. Sweden, you can forget. Sweden has collapsed into 3 urban areas, being Stockholm, Malmö, and Gothenburg. The rest is transformed into economic junk space. This is not a country. It's an idea. What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? It means the following thing. Anyone in this room can become American. That's what it means. Anyone. You can plug in 3 to 5 years, you will be American. Then kids will go to school, charity work in the weekend, pickup truck in the garden, revolver in the drawer, the whole shebang. And you were born in Utrecht, in Holland. Or you come from Austria, and then you become a Terminator, and then a Governator. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Yes, you just plug in. Try to do that in Finland and see how easy it is, ladies and gentlemen. Plug into Finland, plug into Poland, forget it. Plug into France. It's so difficult, even for the French to be French. Successful companies do not compete. I hate IKEA, I hate IKEA, I hate IKEA. I will go to IKEA. You see, that's the problem. You end up at IKEA anyway, because there is, after 64 years, still not one player that come close to what you and I perceive IKEA to be, because it's all about perception. Of course, you can go to 9 different stores, plus a restaurant, plus this, plus that, and you can substitute IKEA, but IKEA is such a solid temporary monopoly. It's mobile phones, mobile phones, mobile phones, mobile phones, iPhone. That's different. Now we are talking. To be an ant is no walk in the park. That's competition. You also remember that only the fittest survive, not the smartest, not the biggest, not the fastest. It's only one thing that is rewarded in a super competitive system, and that is the ability to change. Let me just end with a personal note. In spite of all the things you see in the press, when you watch TV, crisis, environmental change, swine flu, and more crisis and swine flu, listen, never ever, ladies and gentlemen, never ever in human history has so many people been given at least a little bit of an opportunity to live a decent life. Never, ever. Thank you very much. Thanks. Thank you.